All right, good afternoon. I thought I would be starting in the morning, but it's afternoon time already. I am grateful for not having the slot after lunch, but being the slot before lunch. I hope I get better attention or more awake eyes. So quickly, a little bit about myself. So I'm the general manager for Incapsula at Imperva. Any Incapsula customers in the audience? We sell to the IT guys. So a little bit about Incapsula. Incapsula was founded 2009 and was acquired by Imperva 2 years ago, so 2014. Today, order of magnitude about 200 people. So Incapsula as a group's about 200 people. Imperva is a public company, so I can't state revenue figures. 50 to 100 million is the Incapsula business ballpark. Just to give you an order of magnitude. I consider myself a techie that stopped writing code about 13 years ago, so that's when I moved to PowerPoint, Word, those type of development tools. And my main areas of focus are security, IT, infrastructure, and SaaS. I've been in the SaaS business for since 2005, so about 11 years. I don't get to talk often about customer success or the things that we've done. I more often talk about how do you prevent a DDoS attack from taking down your website or your infrastructure, or how do you prevent your websites from getting hacked. And that's really what Incapsula does. Incapsula is a cloud-based service that protects and accelerates websites and online infrastructure. We do that through a cloud-based model. And we're obviously a 100% subscription business. We have hundreds of thousands of websites using the service today, protecting them from getting hacked, attacked, and accelerating them, and millions of websites through service providers and partners that we have. A little bit more about our business. So, as I said, it's a 100% subscription business. We bill monthly, we bill annually. We have multi-year deals, depending on the customer, the size of the customer. We also have a very, very broad range of customers. We have free customers that pay us nothing and use the service, and we have multi-million-dollar ACV customers, which increases some of the challenges that we have based on the fact that, or because of the fact that we have a zero-touch sales approach, and we have a full enterprise, all the way to a full enterprise sales team. More than 100 sales teams now within Imperva that sell our product across the globe, and that's something that we have to address on an ongoing basis. We also sell direct, and we sell through channels. So typical SaaS companies today are doing more of a direct type of approach. Being in the infrastructure and the security space, there's a lot of more traditional channel play. Our biggest partners are what's known as the VARs, the value-added resellers that sell security products, they sell firewalls, and we're very, very aligned to the infrastructure providers, the application delivery providers, the hosting providers, and a lot of our partners are within that space as well. Like most of you, we didn't know all this when we started 6.5 years ago. Looking in the rear mirror is always a very crystal clear picture, but looking forward is not that easy. Just to give you an order of magnitude, pretty big business, $50 to $100 million in revenue. We have a very small customer success team. We have 8 people in our customer success team. Up until recently, they were doing pre-sale and post-sale as well. So a very underdeveloped customer success team. Given that we have 104%, or we have negative churn, so business is growing very nicely. We do have what we call, when we look at the retention rate that we have out of a pool of renewals, we're at 84%. Okay, so 84% of our renewal pool actually renew, but because we're upselling as well, we have a negative churn. So pretty good numbers. But as we mentioned earlier, or as Guy mentioned today in the keynote, as you start growing, if you can improve 1 or 2% of that 84% of a large base, you're talking about millions of dollars a year. So early on, we decided that we were going to build, in fact, we didn't decide we were going to build a customer success program. We actually thought about the key fundamental things that were going to help us grow our business. We were a very small bootstrapped company. So all in all, 4 years of operations, we raised $10 million, sold the company to Imperva, and as I said, order of magnitude of revenue today is 50 to 100. So that's a pretty big number. And if you go to our website, this is what you're going to see in terms of the packages that we offer today. All the way from free on the one side to enterprise on the other side. And as you can imagine, that's the zero-touch area of our business, and that's a more heavy touch inside sales through field sales go-to-market strategy. When we started off 6 years ago, we thought we were going to be on the left-hand side. So we were envisioning a salesless or salespeople-less organization. Very early on, did we realize that we were not in the right direction. And while absolutely most of our customers are on that side, most of our revenue is coming from that side. I think that most SaaS or subscription companies that play in that big range will eventually realize that the big companies, 80% of the revenue is with 20% of the customers, or maybe there's even a more aggressive balance of 90% of the revenue being with 10% of the customers. Everyone I've spoken to, unless you're a Atlassian, probably fits into this model. So this was one of the ideas, or this is one of the criteria that we had to take into consideration when we started building our customer success initiatives or tools. And the design was, because we were so bootstrapped, we said, let's make everything automated. Okay, so we assumed initially that we were going to sell zero touch. So no salespeople, no customer success people, that were actually, going to be proactively working with customers. Let's make sure that we build everything into the product, everything to be measurable, under the assumption that if we are successful and things take off, we'll probably get a lot of leverage in the high-touch space as well. So that was another consideration when we started building our customer success tools. The third area was we realized very early on that we were not going to do this alone. We would have to bring partners into our ecosystem. And typically customer success is something that is integrated with your own sales team, with your own marketing, sales, automation tools. Our partners don't have our marketing and sales automation tools. They have their own tools. Some of the other things that they don't have is, or that they do have, is they want to have some type of brand recognition within the product that they sell, depending on the type of partners. We've got, telcos that sell our product. A telco that sells your product wants to have their logo somewhere on your product, and when they want some brand equity. They're never going to build anything on top of your tool. They don't have the time, they don't have the tools, they want it to work, and they want it to be successful from the get-go. And they're also not experts in building a customer success program around your own product. You are the experts, you're going to know more than they will ever know, and you have to make sure that they can leverage that experience to be more successful, which will essentially make you more successful. So with those three things in mind, we went off and built a set of tools which I think are fairly unique, and that's really what I'm going to focus on in the next slide. What we did is basically build a combination or hybrid approach between in-house tools that were built into the product itself, a set of APIs, and then on the right-hand side are the tools that we use internally. Okay, we use these internally to drive our own customer success programs for our direct sales and for our partners that we can interact with their customers. Some of our partners, we actually cannot interact with their customers because that's the operational model. And what we did is we built within the SaaS application itself. Of course, it's, think of our product like, Google Analytics. You've got your own dashboard, you've got stats, you've got configurations, you can drive your own product just like any, multi-tenant SaaS application. What we did is we built a mini customer success environment for our partners. That's all what we have here on the left. It included onboarding emails. So when a customer signed up, they got an onboarding email from us explaining to them what to do, how to set up, how to get started basically. We also had and built customer advancement or funnel advancement emails within the product. So after a typical trial on our service is 14 days. 7 days into the trial, we'll send you an email saying, hey, what's going on? How are things working for you? If you need, please contact, support or help. 3 days before the end of the trial, we'll send them another email saying how your trial is about to expire in 3 days. You do that the day before, and that's something that helps us drive adoption during a trial or try before you buy process. Another thing that we do is we monitor usage. So we monitor usage of the application, and we keep that so that we can then either message that to our partners, so they know exactly which customer is doing what, or they can pull that through an API the way we do it and implement a more robust customer success around that. Another thing that we did is we actually gave them customization options within the product. So when an email went out, it could be branded or co-branded, so that the customer knows that it's coming from that trusted partner of theirs. They often don't even expect to get an email from us, but since it's coming from the partner who sold them or the big vendor that sold them the product, they can identify with that. And we gave our partners a lot of customization within the application. They could define how long the trial needed to be. Again, that's a business discussion that the business would have with their business people on how long an ideal customer trial needs to be, depending on how engaged their sales team are, their customer success team are, the sizes of the deal. Typically in a longer sales cycle deal, you'll need a longer trial period. When we sell our enterprise sales, these are tens and hundreds, sometimes millions of dollars. Trials don't take 14 days. You don't get a PO for $1 million in 14 days. If anyone can do it, let me know. That's a customer success program I definitely want to adopt. So we built a lot of tools. In fact, we give our partners the options to define the cadence of the emails that we give out. So they can go into our portal, what we call a reseller portal, in which they can administrate a kick off new trials, and they can define all these things within the portal itself. So they can really drive their own little customer success program that we've built for them without an external tool, because we don't know what tools they're going to be using, but it gives them the basics that we think are fundamental in driving adoption and driving success throughout the life cycle of our customers that are not our direct customers. What we've done in addition to that, so as soon as we built this functionality, we said we're a big believer of eating our own dog food. So anything that we build for our customers, we want to implement and use ourselves, it always has yielded a better result for us. So we made ourselves, our sales team, our VP sales, a reseller. And we said, okay, this is something that you own. You need to be, you're acting as a reseller on our behalf. And if you can get this to work and you are successful, then our partners will be able to be successful as well. And essentially our VP marketing, our VP sales got together and they defined what they needed from our customers for a customer success program. Again, without a customer success team, this was just very, very, very bootstrapped. They defined all the parameters in our system that we needed to essentially capture. We actually push all this data now into Marketo. So every single customer on our system has got, a dozen to 2 dozen different parameters that talk about usage. When they last logged in, someone spoke about have they added filters or not. For our system, it's have they added websites, have they changed their DNS to redirect traffic through our service. These are the indicators of usage. All that's pushed to Marketo. We also know why they signed up, so we can take that combination of what they did pre-acquisition, when they went to our website and looked at the security features or the content delivery features or the load balancing features that we had. So we knew what their drivers were. If it was a zero-touch type of a sale, if not, our sales team implemented everything on their end during the sales process to identify in what category, what was the most important areas of usage for the customer. And that all got it built into Marketo, which got pushed into Salesforce. That's how essentially we built an additional or another layer of customer success on top of the built-in customer success program that we had. And that's working today. It's working very, very effectively today. And it's helped us immensely grow our business, target our customer base for cross-sells and upsells. And that's anything new that we add today from a customer success or from a customer retention perspective, we always think about, okay, if we can add it into the product, we'll do it. We've obviously got to balance engineering resources because, of course, we want all our engineers to be working on core product, not on customer success. And my VP of R&D and product management guys think features. They don't think, how do I drive business? So that's a decision that we have to make constantly on how much engineering resources do we apply to developing feature or revenue-generating features versus customer success features. But everything we can, we will build in the product so that our partners can be successful as well. And if we decide not to because it's difficult or very highly customizable, we'll use through an API. So, a couple of lessons that we learned, or results. As I said, the program that we did was very successful from a partner and an end-user perspective. Another thing that also helped us significantly was a surprise for us is the fact that just having these capabilities was a huge success in recruiting partners. When you go to a partner and you tell them, hey, these are the capabilities that we have built in to the product, lots of partners want to sign up. They realize that their life's going to be a lot easier to sell your product than other partners. When you're dealing with a partner ecosystem, it's almost like dealing with a multi-portfolio sales organization in which you've got to fight for them to sell your product. Same applies with partners. If you've got a better product, a better customer success program, a better chance of them driving significant revenue for themselves, they're going to be more engaged with you. And that really helped us from a customer recruitment perspective. And the third is, what really helped us to scale is the fact that we designed everything to be zero touch. So we assumed that we would have no salespeople. When we did grow the sales team, and we've got a 50 people inside sales team and as I said, 100 to 200 people in the field that are selling this product in the larger Imperva ecosystem, this automation has really helped us to scale. One of the things that we learned early on is anything we don't automate is going to break very quickly. Because if you are, we usually say, let's first succeed and then see how we scale. Those things will catch up. So assume you're going to succeed, build the right tools to do that. If not, the worst thing, first lesson MBA is after you have a successful marketing campaign, make sure that stock's on the shelves. Don't make sure that no one gets to the supermarket with, and there's no more inventory on the shelf. Assume you're going to be successful and build the tools that you need in order to sustain that success and grow it, and do that through automation.